Okay, so have you ever like caught yourself daydreaming
Hmm.
about building, your own AI setup? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like that dream of having a custom gaming rig, but for machine learning,
Right.
that perfect blend of power and you can personalize it, but then bam, reality check cloud computing bills.
Yeah.
Ouch. So what if I told you there was a way to build a really capable AI workstation
Okay.
without needing to take out a loan? And that's actually what we're diving into today.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at a setup that's designed to deliver some serious AI muscle, but on a budget.
Nice.
So we found this document, and it really outlines this whole local AI platform build. And honestly, I'm geeking out a little bit
Hmm.
just looking at the possibilities.
Yeah, yeah, it's exciting. We're talking about like democratizing AI development, right? You
Right.
don't need a server farm to start, experimenting and innovating.
Exactly. And that's why I wanted to start with the heart of this AI beast that we're going to build, which is the processor.
Okay.
We're talking about the Intel Xeon 2680 V4.
Okay.
And this thing, it means business.
Right.
With 14 cores
Yeah.
and 28 threads, it's like having a dedicated team of like number crunchers just at your disposal.
Yeah, it's like those 28 threads. It's like having, an army of assistants, which is really what you need when you're training a complex deep learning model,
Dude.
like one that generates those realistic images from text prompts.
Okay, yeah.
The base frequency of 2.4 gigahertz is impressive, but then it kicks into turbo mode at
Right.
3.3 gigahertz.
Wow.
You're looking at a significant speed boost
Nice.
for those really intensive AI calculations.
That makes a lot of sense.
Wow.
Um, but I'm also seeing here something about ECC memory support. And I'll admit, sometimes acronyms, not my strong suit.
Sure. ECC stands for error correcting code memory.
Okay.
So basically it's like a safety net for your data. Imagine you're training a neural network
Right.
for days,
Yeah.
and then you discover that there's like a tiny little memory error that's been throwing off your results this whole time.
Oh, no.
ECC memory, it helps prevent those scenarios
Okay.
by detecting and correcting those errors in real time.
So it's all about making sure that those long training sessions, those hours, those days actually amount to something.
Exactly.
And not, just a jumbled mess, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
That's huge. But let's get to kind of the muscle,
Okay.
the GPUs.
Okay.
And get this build doesn't just have one. It has two Nvidia Quadro K80s.
That's right.
The two.
Each one of these GPUs has 24 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory
Wow.
and a whopping 992 CUDA cores.
Okay, I have to stop you right there for a second.
Yeah.
I get that the CAD cores are important, but for people who maybe are just wrapping their heads around this,
Yeah.
can you break down why are they so important for AI?
Yeah, you got it. Think of training a neural network like teaching a dog a new trick, right? It takes a lot of repetition. CUDA cores are like having a whole pack of patient, eager to please puppy trainers all working at once
I love that.
to teach your AI model, those tricks.
Okay.
The more CUDA cores you have, the faster that training process.
Okay.
Now, these K80s,
Yeah.
they might not be the absolute latest and greatest GPUs
Right.
on the market today, but they still pack a serious punch,
Okay.
especially for AI inference tasks.
Hold on. Inference tasks, you're gonna have to explain that one too. I feel
Okay.
I'm learning a whole new language
I'm
here.
doing great.
Okay.
Inference is basically the process of using a trained AI model to make predictions on new data.
Okay.
So for example, let's say you've trained an image recognition model, right?
Yeah.
You'd use inference to have it analyze and label new images it's never seen before.
Okay.
And while these K80s, they really excel at inference,
Mhm.
they also have tensor cores, which specifically accelerate deep learning tasks,
Okay.
making them surprisingly capable for training as well.
And the best part, they're super affordable, especially compared to some of these newer GPUs on the market. But all those CGA cores, all those tensor cores, they need data, right, to work with.
You got it.
That's where I imagine the RAM comes in.
Exactly. This build does not skimp on RAM.
Okay.
We're talking a generous 120 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM.
Wow.
Again, it's all about speed and efficiency.
So we're talking like a super highway for data here, not a dirt road.
Exactly.
But I'm also seeing something here about dual channel RAM. What's the deal with that?
So it's It's all about maximizing bandwidth, right?
Okay.
Think of it this way. If you have a single lane road, traffic's going to get backed up pretty quickly.
Right. Yeah.
Dual channel RAM is like having a 2-lane highway for data, allowing it to flow more freely
Makes sense.
between the RAM and the processor,
Okay.
which in turn makes your whole system just snappier.
So we've got the brains, that powerful Xeon processor. We've got the brawn, our dual K80 GPUs, all fueled by this super fast data pipeline, thanks to our ample and efficient RAM. But even with all that power, something tells me we're not done yet.
Or not.
We need something to like tie it all together, right?
You're absolutely right. We can't forget about the unsung heroes of any computer build.
So the motherboard and the power supply.
All right, so let's talk motherboards.
Okay.
And I'll admit, I kind of think of them as like the platform that everything else just, plugs into, but I'm guessing there's got to be more to it than that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, when it comes to like a powerful AI build,
Yeah.
like this one,
Right.
you need a motherboard that's really going to be able to handle the demands.
Okay.
We're talking about multi-GPU support. Remember those dual K80s?
Right. Yeah.
And then also a chipset that can keep up with that powerful Xeon processor we were just talking about.
So it's about making sure all those different components can actually communicate and work together efficiently.
Kind of like the central nervous system of our AI powerhouse here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Okay.
And then of course we need to be able to keep this beast powered up,
Right.
which is where the power supply comes in.
Can't forget about that.
Right.
You can't run a marathon without the proper fuel, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So what kind of power supply are we going to need to keep those CUDA cores humming?
Well, given the power hungry nature of these components that we've been discussing,
Right.
You'll want a robust power supply, something in the range of 1,000 watts.
Okay.
This ensures stable power delivery, which is crucial for preventing crashes,
Yeah.
and honestly just ensuring the longevity of your components.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to skimp on the power supply and then risk frying your entire setup.
Right. Exactly.
But let's talk cost for a second.
Sure.
We've gone through some pretty impressive hardware here.
We have.
What's the damage? What are we looking at?
I'm glad you asked, because when it comes to the motherboard, you're looking at around $400,
Okay.
and a solid 1,000 watt power supply
Right.
will set you back another $150.
Okay.
As for those K80s, you can snag each one for about $250.
Wait a minute. $250 for a GPU with that kind of power?
I know.
That seems almost too good to be true.
It's one of the beautiful things about this build.
Yep.
Is that you get incredible value for your money.
Okay.
So when you add everything up, GPUs, processor, the motherboard, the RAM, and the power supply,
Right.
you're looking at a grand total of around $1,050.
Okay. Now that's what I call a mic drop moment.
Right.
$1,050 for a setup that can handle serious AI workloads.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. It's really impressive.
But let's talk about, I guess, the long-term value here. Is building this AI powerhouse really worth it compared to, say, just relying on cloud computing?
That's a great question,
Yeah.
and it really depends on your specific needs and your usage patterns, right?
Okay.
Cloud computing, it offers a lot of flexibility and scalability, but those monthly subscription fees, they can add up quickly,
Right.
especially if you're running these really demanding AI projects.
Yeah, it's like renting an apartment versus owning a house.
Exactly.
The cloud it's convenient,
Right.
but those costs just they keep coming.
Exactly. Yeah. Think of this setup like an investment. There's an upfront cost, yes.
Yeah.
But you're building equity
Right.
in your own hardware, and
right.
you're avoiding all of those recurring cloud expenses
Right.
over time, especially for really heavy AI users.
Right.
This local setup could lead to some really substantial savings.
Plus, there's something to be said about having like your own AI playground, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you're not limited by whatever the cloud provider's constraints might be.
Exactly.
Or data caps or anything like that.
Yeah, you have complete control over your environment with a local setup, which is invaluable for experimentation, customization.
Yeah.
Just pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Right.
Let's say you need to test out a new AI framework.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe tweak some hardware configurations.
Right.
You have the freedom to do so without any limitations.
Yeah, no more waiting for data to, upload or download.
Yeah,
No more worrying about someone else's infrastructure.
Right.
It's just you and your AI ready to conquer the world,
Right.
right? But let's be realistic here for a moment.
Okay.
This local setup won't magically solve all of our AI problems, right?
Right. There are definitely some considerations.
Yeah, there's always a trade-off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this setup sounds amazing for someone who's, really, really serious about AI.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly just like a plug-and-play solution, right?
You're right. Yeah, it does require, a certain level of technical know-how
Right.
to set it up, to maintain it.
Yeah.
You'll be responsible for things like, software updates, troubleshooting,
Right.
potentially even upgrading components down the line.
So it's less about like convenience
Yeah.
and more about control and customization, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you're trading the ease of the cloud for the ability to like really get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
And build something that's tailored to your
Yeah.
your specific AI goals.
Yeah. It's like the difference between, driving a rental car
Right.
and a custom built hot rod.
Right.
Like both can get you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
But that hot rod,
Yeah.
it gives you that thrill of owning something unique, something powerful.
And with this setup, you're not just along for the ride.
Right.
You are the engineer. You're the mechanic.
Exactly.
You're the one behind the wheel pushing the limit.
You got it.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
But for those who are ready to kind of take the plunge, let's recap those key takeaways one more time.
Absolutely. So remember going local with your AI.
Yeah.
It gives you, those three key advantages. Control, cost savings over time,
Right.
and then the ability to scale as you learn.
Right.
You're in the driver's seat here, right?
Right.
Making the decisions about your hardware, your software.
And you're setting yourself up for some potentially significant savings.
Yeah.
Compared to just being reliant on the cloud long term.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and like you said, this isn't like a static system.
Right.
Right. You can upgrade, you can expand it as your AI projects, as they demand more power.
You can grow with it, which is really cool.
It's exactly.
It's about, investing in that AI journey.
Yeah.
And building a platform that can actually like evolve along with your ambitions.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well said.
So this whole deep dive has really been about empowering you with the knowledge to actually build, an affordable yet powerful AI workstation.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
But the real magic happens when you actually start like experimenting.
Yes.
And creating and pushing those boundaries of what's possible with AI.
This hardware is just the beginning, right?
Right.
What incredible AI applications are you gonna create with it? That's the question we want to leave you with.
That's a good one. We've given you the blueprint. We've given you the tools.
Yeah, the spark, hopefully.
The inspiration, hopefully.
Yeah.
Now go out there and build something amazing, right?
I love it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of local AI development.
Yeah, this was fun.
And until next time.
Yeah.
Keep that curiosity burning.
Absolutely.
And remember, the future of AI, it's in your hands.